Hey guys, it's Omer from MMOs.com doing a quick news recap of all major MMO news announced for the week ending November 5th, 2018. This is episode number 172 of the recap, and the first bit of news this week comes from Blizzard Entertainment regarding World of Warcraft Classic. And BlizzCon just happened this weekend, so we have quite a bit of Blizzard news to cover. The first thing being WoW Classic, which is set to launch in the summer of 2019, and it'll be playable by anyone with an active WoW subscription. So we got a release time frame and info on pricing, and that's about it. It was playable at BlizzCon and by anyone with a digital ticket, and looked pretty close to completion. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, like Oldschool Runescape and the Classic progression servers of other MMOs, I think WoW Classic is going to be a big success. Next up, perhaps the most controversial reveal at BlizzCon. At the big Diablo reveal, Blizzard revealed Diablo Immortal, a mobile Diablo game co-developed by NetEase Games. It's a mobile action MMORPG set between the events of Diablo 2 and 3. Diablo mobile game created quite a bit of outrage by many Diablo fans as they were expecting either a new Diablo expansion or perhaps even Diablo 4. But all they got was a mobile game instead, which many weren't too excited about. The official gameplay trailer for it has over 130k dislikes and less than 7k likes, which tells you how upset some players are. Another thing players noticed was that the Diablo Immortal looks unusually like another game, a reskinned version of NetEase's other mobile MMORPG called Crusaders of Light, which has people question whether it'll even be a good game. Time will tell though, and while I don't particularly like mobile games, I have a feeling it'll at least be a decent title because Blizzard is involved. Up next, in some slightly more upbeat BlizzCon news, Activision Blizzard is literally giving away Destiny 2. Up until November 18th, anyone can launch the Blizzard launcher and redeem a free copy of Destiny 2 and keep it forever. Keep in mind though, this is only for the base version of the game. The expansion still costs money, but hey, it's a free game. I kind of expected this because the base version of the game has been on sale numerous times already and was included in the Humble Bundle earlier this year. I haven't played Destiny 2 yet, but I did get my free copy and it is already redeemed, and I'll probably give it a try. Next up, perhaps the BlizzCon announcement I'm most hyped for, although it's definitely not MMO related. Warcraft 3 Reforged was revealed at BlizzCon, which is a remastering of Warcraft 3 with HD textures, with up to 4K resolution, an upgraded world editor, a remastered story campaign, and more. I spent countless hours playing Warcraft 3, mostly custom maps like Dota 1, various tower defense, and other maps, so I'm hyped for a remastered version. Heck, I played Warcraft 3 earlier this year even, and still have it installed, so I'll definitely be checking this one out. It's available for pre-purchase right now for $29.99, and will likely be launching in the first half of 2019. I'm actually looking forward to playing the remastered story as well, because I've really enjoyed the Warcraft 3 story back in the day, and if you never played it, I recommend giving it a try. Up next, Overwatch's big BlizzCon reveal was a new animated short featuring McCree and Ashe, with Ashe being the 29th new hero being added to the game. From the looks of it, Ashe is kind of like a McCree/Widowmaker hybrid and looks pretty fun to play. And say what you will about Overwatch, the game's animated shorts are simply amazing. If you haven't seen the new one just yet, definitely check it out. No release date about Ashe just yet, but I expect her to be playable by the end of the year, either on PTR or official release, because Blizzard moves pretty fast with Overwatch heroes from when they're revealed to when they're actually playable. Next up, Hearthstone's big reveal at BlizzCon was a troll-themed expansion titled Rastakan's Rumble, which introduces a new keyword titled Overkill, a new single-player adventure, and 135 new cards. They've only revealed like 4 of the new cards so far, but we'll be learning more a lot about the upcoming cards in the coming weeks. And as with previous expansions, players can pre-purchase a 50-pack bundle for $49.99, which includes a new alternative hero card for a shaman called Rastakan. While Magic the Gathering Arena and Shadowverse are competing card games, Hearthstone is still firmly the king of digital card games in terms of popularity, and will likely be so for the years to come. The next and last bit of BlizzCon news comes from Heroes of the Storm, and it's a brand new hero called Orphea. But more importantly, it isn't just a brand new hero, it's the first Heroes of the Storm original hero, so Orphea wasn't in any other Blizzard franchise. Given just how many more characters they could have pulled from other popular Blizzard titles, it's been interesting to see that they went with an original character just for Heroes of the Storm. No word on her release date just yet, but we do know that she'll be launching sometime in 2019, likely early 2019, and I love that in her reveal video, the top comment is, "Ravioli, ravioli, don't loot the Raven Lolly." But we all know she's gonna get looted. And now moving past BlizzCon, Bless's upcoming Ruins of Shakara update set to go live on November 7th and will raise the game's level cap to 50. The update also includes 2 new zones and a brand new dungeon, so it's a pretty big update. Since going free to play, the game's average current player base has increased dramatically and currently peaks at about 2,900 or so players online. But that's down from a peak of 4,150 just last week, so many of the new players who tried Bless as a free-to-play game have already quit, so it's a pretty remarkable drop from their peak. But its 2,900 or so peak is still a pretty good number. Time will tell if they can hold on to those players though. My guess is these numbers will go down quite a bit in the coming weeks. Next up, the anime action MMORPG Closers added its newest character this week called Soma, who is a member of the Wild Hunter team. She's max level of 83 and can reach rank of official agent. And as with practically every big update, there's a handful of events going on to celebrate Soma's launch. Closers, for those that don't know, is another instance dungeon persistent hub style MMORPG, similar to games like Dungeon Fighter Online and Vindictus. It currently averages about 500 or so players online, which ain't too shabby considering there are some players off Steam as well. Moving right along, EverQuest's 25th expansion, The Burning Land, is set to launch on December 11th and is available in beta to anyone who pre-orders the expansion right now. While EverQuest is one of the oldest running MMORPGs out there and released in 1999, it still gets regularly updated. I mean, 25 expansions since launch. That is absolutely incredible. This latest expansion adds a new luck stat, 6 new expansion zones, new raids, quests, missions, combat abilities, alternate advancement points, and more. The base version is available for $34.99. Collector's Edition is $89.99, and the Premium Edition is $139.99. Yikes, that is a pricey Premium Edition, but comes with a ton of in-game goodies. Next up, a pretty big update for Tree of Saviors currently in the works titled Rebuild, which is a massive revamp of the game's class system. So Tree of Saviors' unique feature is its class system, which allows players to make their own classes by mixing and matching basically levels and other classes to make their own class. But the problem with the system is that it led to a handful of viable builds and a ton of garbage, unusable, unplayable builds. So Tree of Saviors is planning to revalue all classes equally and make them all more viable by revamping this entire system. It's a massive change to the game's core gameplay system, so it could either be a make it or break it moment for the game. Player base wise though, Tree of Saviors is currently averaging about 1,370 players online at once, which definitely isn't too bad. But again, the class system is really the unique aspect of Tree of Savior, so hopefully they do a good job with the revamp. Next and last in news this week is mobile related, but actually pretty good mobile news. Oldschool Runescape Mobile is officially live for everyone and can be downloaded and played on both Android and iOS, and it's doing remarkably well. It's a cross-platform game, so everything you play on mobile you can play on the PC as well, and vice versa. According to the game's homepage, this game hit over 120,000 concurrent players online at once, which is pretty great for such an old game, and that counts both PC and mobile users. As is, I remember seeing the game on the top iOS charts, as well as the #1 most downloaded and most played free game on Android. I expect if the mobile version of Oldschool Runescape does well, it'll send a signal to other mobile developers to make more serious MMORPGs, so I'm hyped for that. Anyway guys, that's it for MMO news this week. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the podcast. Later guys.